in this tract of land, Asmin, in this, Vaishnave, specially meant for the devotee of the Lord, Vayam, we, Asinaha, seated, Dirgha, prolonged, Satrena, for performance of sacrifices, Kathayam, in the words of Sakshanaha, with time at our disposal, Harehe, of the personality of God. Translation and purport by Jivan Grace, Abhay Charanarvind, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Knowing, someone can say, translation.
Knowing well that the age of Kali has already begun, we are assembled here in this holy place to hear at great length the transcendental message of Godhead, and in this way perform sacrifice.
Okay. Someone say the purport.
This age of Kali is not at all suitable for self-realization by the methods practiced in Satya Yuga, the Golden Age, or Treta or Dwapara Yugas, the Silver and Copper Ages. For self-realization, the people in Satya Yuga, living a lifetime of 100,000 years, were able to perform prolonged meditation. And in Treta Yuga, when the duration of life was 10,000 years, self-realization was attained by performance of great sacrifice. And in the Dwapara Yuga, when the duration of life was 1000 years, self-realization was attained by worship of the Lord. But in the Kali Yuga, the maximum duration of life being 100 years only, and that combined with various difficulties, the recommended process of self-realization is that of hearing and chanting of the holy name, fame, and pastimes of the Lord. The sages of Naimisharanya began this process in a place meant specifically for the devotees of the Lord. They prepared themselves to hear the pastimes of the Lord over a period of 1000 years. By the example of these sages, one should learn that regular hearing and recitation of the Bhagavatam is the only way for self-realization. Other attempts are simply a waste of time, for they do not give any tangible results. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached this system of Bhagavata Dharma, and he recommended that all those who were born in India should take the responsibility of broadcasting the messages of Lord Sri Krishna, primarily the message of Bhagavad Gita. And when one is well established in the reading of the Bhagavad Gita, he can take up the study of Srimad Bhagavatam for further enlightenment in self-realization.
Thank you. Om-Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakandhitamsta He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagalpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Tinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langagade girim yat kripatamaham bande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Kalim Agatam Agnyaya. So the sages of Naimisharanya are those who know what is going to happen. Like Krishna also says, Bhavishyani cha bhutani, mam tu veda na kastana. I know everything that is about to happen. So, devotees of the Lord who are very pure, they know what is going to come. While composing Srimad Bhagavatam, even before Buddha appeared, even before Lord Buddha appeared, Srimad Bhagavatam 5000 years ago predicted the appearance of Buddha, predicted the appearance of Chanakya Pandit. So Bhagavatam has many predictions. Right? And because they were able to see forth what is going to happen, it predicts the appearance of Kalki Dev. It exactly tells you in which village he will appear, who will be the name of his father, who will be the name of his mother. So no one can say, I am the next Kalki avatar. So the beginning to make spiritual advancement is to have complete trust in the words of a sadhu. Okay. We must know they are far, 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 far more intelligent, and they have deep, 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 deep desire for our well-being. Okay. And we must have great hope in their company. We must find great encouragement in their association. We must find great confidence in their guidance. So these sages of Naimisharanya, who are the Shrota, who are hearing from Suta Goswami, they knew so much and they were able to place appropriate questions. Place appropriate questions to Suta Goswami. So this is the beginning of my spiritual advancement. What is the beginning? That I have hope. If there is no hope in your heart, if there is no spiritual hope in your heart, how can you conquer material desires? It's not possible. You will feel the conception of giving up material desires as a great burden. Oh, I have to be with devotees. Many times we say, don't associate with non-devotees. But it's very difficult. We feel like we are losing out. How do we get the strength? We get the strength by having hope. We should feel a sense of hope, confidence when we hear from a sadhu. That this is for my well-being. By following this, Krishna will see me. So Prabhupada's guru will always say, don't try to see God. You know what he said? What did he say? Don't try to see God. On the contrary, has anyone heard? No? Prabhupada's guru said, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said. Everyone knows, right? Who is Srila Prabhupada's guru? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He said, act in such a way that God sees you. Okay? Act in such a way that God sees you. So we must act in a way. How can we act in a way that God sees me? Act in accordance with the guidance of the spiritual master. This is what we are discussing in every lecture almost. But how do we act with the guidance? Where do we get the strength? There must be hope. There must be faith. There must be relationship. There must be confidence. So one must feel very happy hearing this guidance that if I follow this, all my problems will be solved. Yes. You must feel a sense of hope like that. And unless there is a sense of hope and happiness in our heart, when we meet a sadhu, it will appear like a burden. Galagraha. Galagraha means it will be like so much burden. So, these sages, Kalim Agatam Agnyaya, they knew that Kali Yuga was going to come. Kshetre asmin Vaishnave Vayam. We are all assembled in this Kshetra. Vayam. All of us. We are all Vaishnavas. Vayam. Vaishnavas, right? Asina Dhirga Satrena. There is a Brahma Satra Yagam going on, and we have assembled for that purpose. Kathayam Sakshana Harehe. So we are here. So they are trying to say uh, uh, why they are here. They are not here simply to go to heaven or something, right? Kathayam sa kshanaha harehe. We have some time and we want to hear the katha of Hari. Hari katha we want to hear. So in Kali Yuga, we have very less tolerance. Very less tolerance. Tolerance means we get crumbled very easily. We can be disappointed and lose hope very easily. A small failure can make me lose hope. And we also fail too often. We fail very often. And then what happens? We also lose hope very often. Little thing I'm not able to follow, I start thinking maybe I'm not meant for spiritual life. Maybe I shouldn't be doing all this right now. Or maybe the other side of the world also looks nice only. So we get confused. We lose hope. Kali Yuga increases, magnifies the faults of devotees. Or anyone for that matter. There is a lot of opportunity for our little Rajoguna also, little Tamoguna also we have. There is a lot of opportunity to manifest that. In previous yugas, it was not like that. So we come to know the dark sides, even the worst Tamoguna, through access to all the social media. I have access to it. I have access to it. And the soul by nature is curious. This is the nature of the soul. It is curious. It is curious to know something that will give happiness to it. Very curious. How will that food taste? How will this college be? How will this new place be? How will this cuisine be? How will married life be? How will extramarital life be? Correct. How will eating non-vegetarian be? How will rabbit taste like? How will deer taste like? How will cow taste like? How will humans taste like? There is no end for curiosity, is it not? How will this cocktail taste like? I've tasted vodka. I've tasted beer. But how will beer and vodka be together? How will it be if I dash like lime into it, little lime? How will that be? So imagine there are so many opportunities for material combinations. So many material. So 24 material elements are there. Bhumi, Rapa, Analaha, Vayu, Kam, Mano, Buddhi, Revacha. Now, all these material combinations can give different flavors to your sensation. Correct? Everything will appear a little unique. Now, where will this end? Before, we didn't have access to all these combinations of material enjoyment. Correct? Maybe they will know some local liquor they had 30 years ago. But now you have access to European liquor, Italian liquor, French liquor, this, that, imported liquor. So many combinations. So many combinations I have access to, and it just falls on my phone. And I just have to watch 4 or 5 reels. And then Instagram will think I'm very interested in it. It will keep on proposing it to me. You saw this reel, let me again give it to you again. You saw. And then if you go back and even you saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll propose it to you again. You saw 5 reels related to liquor. And here is the 6th reel related to another liquor. Correct? So there is possibility of exposure. So it is very easy to be a weak, mediocre, dull devotee in Kali Yuga. Because opportunity, why is devotee, why should be dull? Because apart from association with devotees, the rest of the time, we are not eager to associate with devotees. Okay? We are associating in social media, we are idle, we are in the name of work, busy, whatever. There is not sufficient association. So we become very weak. We fall down very easily. And once we fall down, we also lose hope very easily. Because when you fall down, you lose hope. Is it not? Someone said, Prabhu, what is falling down? Because I'm always down only. Falling down means first we have to want to, it's good to fall down in one sense, early on at least, because we have always been fallen. So at least we must raise ourselves to walk up. Right? We must try to follow some standard. Wake up early in the morning, chant Hare Krishna mantra, associate with devotees. We must try. Now, Yadakre Vishamiva, it will be difficult. So Kali Yuga has got these opportunities that we could have never imagined existed a few years ago. So many options. And because of all this knowledge, fear has also increased. Lot of fear. Because we think of all the possibilities. I go to Google and say I have a small chest pain. And the first link is says symptoms of colorectal cancer. I feel maybe I have cancer. Right? So there is cancer fear. Why is my husband not showing his phone to me? You start Googling. And then wikihow.com gives you all the possibilities. You ask ChatGPT, right? Why is my wife not talking to me? How long does it take for a wife or a couple to again talk to each other after a fight? I am 25. I am not yet married. Is it proper or not? And then you have so many options and you get confused, right? And it takes you through a rabbit hole of links and another links and another links, some social media. And so the worst person to ask a question, especially live questions, is Google or ChatGPT or Claude, whatever it is you are using, because it magnifies my confusion. It magnifies my bad, whatever is little there, my passion, my desire, it magnifies it. So Kali Yuga is very ghoram, because it can the probability of having an animal life in the next lifetime is very high for most people in today's Kali Yuga. The probability of having an animal life. You can be born in a Brahmin family or a very nice Rajput family or Marwadi family or Gujarati Patel family or whatever it is. Your parents might be reading Bhagavad Gita or you're very like Shrotas and whatever, Hota, whatever it is. They're all great devotees, everything is fine. But you came to the US, then you start normalizing many things. This is called culture. What is culture? What is the meaning of the word culture? Culture means what is normalized. That is called culture. Very simple. Okay. What is the normalcy of that place? Okay. That is the culture. Culture of what the work culture. What is normalcy there? This is normalized in that workplace. This is normalized in this civilization. What is normalized in the civilization? Drinking, smoking, desiring another spouse, or having an affair before marriage, right? Live-in relationships, lack of commitment. All these, everything that we talk about is a lack of commitment. Okay? Enjoyment without a responsibility. I want to enjoy, but I don't want to take responsibility. So, he's the father of modern atheism in South India, E.V. Ramaswamy. So, I don't know if you heard of Periyar. So, he said this, our motto is enjoyment without responsibility. You want to enjoy, enjoy. Enjoy with this person, enjoy with that person. Enjoy. That is his motto. Without responsibility. And then if you want, take out all your uterus, this, that, just enjoy. Right? Exactly. Explicitly he said that. Because he said this is women's emancipation of freedom. Women are entangled because of their uterus. Because they have to bear children, they have to raise children. That is entanglement for them. They cannot enjoy freely. So, responsibility purifies our bad tendency of enjoyment. Okay, when we take responsibility, what does it do? We become purified. We make a ascension from tamoguna to rajoguna. But when we are not taking responsibility, we end up staying in tamoguna. Enjoyment is mostly tamoguna. Of course, there are higher forms of enjoyment, but whatever people think of enjoyment in today's world, right, is mostly tamas, like laziness, sleeping, this, that, forgetting oneself, weed, LSD, all the fetishes that they have, everything is more or less tamoguna. So the point being, I'll finish in 5 minutes. Kali Yuga magnifies all of it, my dear devotees. So we should be afraid of being in this society. If you are intelligent, you will be afraid. But if you are not intelligent, you will associate with this world with your guards down. Okay? You'll associate very freely with this world. That's like if Vishaka walked up to the road and started walking, you'll say, she's a child, she doesn't know anything. She's not mature enough. Because she doesn't know what is danger and what is not danger. She can just walk up to the road and then there might be cars going, whatever. She's childish. She doesn't know the dangers that can fall on her. Is it not? Similarly, devotees who are like small children sometimes do not understand the dangers that can fall upon them when they associate with non-devotees. Non-devotees means very simple. Anyone who is not strictly trying to follow the regulative principles and chanting Hare Krishna mantra minimum 16 rounds. Simple. They are not serious about spiritual life. They are not devotees. Okay? They are not devotees. Don't associate with them if you want to increase your good qualities. And Kali Yuga is so dangerous, right? So, and it's very, very ghoram, and everything is contaminated. Everything bad is normalized, and something is normalized. Unless you have spiritual knowledge, we won't feel like pursuing something else. Just like if everyone in my hostel drank and I didn't drink, I'll feel like a saint already. Okay, though I'm doing 100 kachra things, just by not drinking, because I'm seeing that being normalized. Right? In today's world, a normal age to have an affair, like you ask a girl or a boy for a date, is when you're 11 or 12. 11 years, 12 years old, that's the average date, the average time that in the US, I'm saying. Now, when that is normalized, there is a stress. Even if you're not very spiritually founded, there is a stress because you're a part of society where tamoguna is normalized. And we are trying to raise our children within that normalization of Asuri culture. And ourselves, we are raising ourselves in that culture. We are trying to force ourselves to associate. Now, this will lead us to the window of hell. Tamodwaram, darkness. Rishabhadev says, Tamodwaram yoshitam sangi sangam. I mentioned this yesterday. So, do not underestimate Kali Yuga. Do not underestimate the dangers of cell phone through which Kali Yuga can penetrate. I mean, this is not to scaremonger. It's not scaremongering, but it is carefulness. But at the same time, this is on one side, but on the topmost portion of your head, there must be assurance, spiritual hope in your heart. We can't function on a theme of fear. It's not possible. Fear must be in the background. Fear must not be in the forefront. Okay? When we practice spiritual life, fear must not be in the forefront. Fear must be in the background. Okay? It must protect us from the background. But what should be in the forefront? Our faith in the sadhu must be in the forefront. You must be very happy. I got association at your lotus feet. This is what the sages of Naimisharanya are saying. Vaishnavaha Vayam, we are all come to your lotus feet. We are hearing from you, Suta Goswami. What else do we need? I'm very happy. We must have this assertiveness. We must make these assertions every day. I'm very happy because I've attained the lotus feet of my spiritual master. I'm going to follow his order. That is what we are doing. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittete Kuriya Kya. You know the song? Does anyone know this song or no? This is what we sing in Guru Puja every day. Okay? I think we are not doing Guru Puja here in Mangalarati. Maybe we should also add that. So you can repeat after me. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittete Koriya Kya Arna Koriha Mane Asha Arna Koriha Mane Asha Shri Guru. It's coming or? Yeah, it's a very nice song. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittete Koriya Kya Chittete Koriya Arna Koriha Mane Asha Marna Koriha Mane Asha Marna Koriha Mane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati 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 Prasadi Pure Ye prasad pure sarva asha Ye prasad pure sarva asha. It's a very nice song by Narottam Das Thakur. So he's telling Guru Mukha Padma Vakya. Whatever comes out of the mouth of my spiritual master, I made my mind, my consciousness one with those instructions, which means they are not separating. Aikya. Aikya means there is no possibility of seeing the mind separate and the instruction separate. So what is God to us? Our Krishna is not even this deity form. Our Krishna is not even the holy name. Who's our Krishna? Our Krishna is the word of the spiritual master. However you will treat God when he appears before you, that is how we treat the instruction of the spiritual master. If you do this, yasya deve para bhaktihi yatha deve tatha gurau tasya ite katita yartaha prakashante mahatmanaha. If you have this para bhakti to Bhagavan, and as much para bhakti you have to Bhagavan, yatha deve tatha gurau api. Prabhupada said this is the most important verse in the entire Vedic literature. This verse, what I'm saying. The entire Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Upanishads, everything, this verse is the most important verse, because if you understand this verse and implement it, this is sufficient to take you from this side to that side. Most important verse. What verse? Yasya deve, you can repeat after me. Para bhaktihi yatha deve tatha gurau tasya ite kathita hi artaha prakashante mahatmanaha. So this is the most important verse. Maybe you can memorize this next week. Okay. Yasya deve para bhakti, 2 lines only. Yasya deve para bhakti yatha deve tatha gurau. So someone can share this verse in the group so they can memorize. So this book, the song says, Guru Mukha, whatever Guru Mukha says, my consciousness is one. Padma Vakya, what is Vakya coming? That is God to me. My Krishna is his word, his instruction. Like my Shiksha Guru says, you can even take Krishna out of the altar, take the instruction and frame it, and then do arati to that instruction. Right? Do chamara to that instruction. Chant 16 rounds. Do chamara to that instruction. Chant 16 rounds. Do arati to it. Right? So do deep everything. Right? Do a flower pushpa abhishek to it. Frame that instruction and do all of that to you. That is your God. There is no other God. We don't care for Krishna, we don't care for Radharani, we don't care for anyone. We just care for that instruction coming from his lotus mouth. That instruction is our Krishna. There is no other Krishna. If we follow that instruction, we are with Krishna. If we are not with that instruction, then we are not with Krishna. Simple. How much ever our mind makes us believe otherwise. So he says, Shri Guru Charane Rati Ei Se Uttama Gati. So this Rati for Shri Guru is the Uttama Gati. Attraction for Guru Charana. Shri Guru Charana is the Uttama Gati. This is the prasad I want. And Arala Koriha Mane Asha. My mind has no other desire other than to satisfy the words of my spiritual master. Arana Koriha Mane Asha. Everything else, how everything else have not destroyed. How is it possible? When you have the complete hope, he knows how to make me happy. I do not know. If I follow him, I will become 100% happy. If you have this 100% hope only, you can say, Arana Koriho Mane Asha. Yes. But why should we not have that hope? Why should we not have that confidence? He is ready to make us 100% happy. 100% end-to-end solution. Correct? He is ready to offer us. Why should I not take it? Right. So this is what Narottam Das Thakur is telling. And if you do that, what happens? Divya-jnan hriday prakashita. In your hriday, what will you do? Divya-jnan hriday prakashita. You will realize everything. Divya-jnan hriday prakashita. Prema bhakti yaha haite avidya vinashayate. Oh, prema bhakti yaha haite avidya vinashayate. Vedaya haracharita. Vedaya haracharita. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adhama Janara Bandhu. Lukana Lukera Jivana. So very nicely he is saying, Divya-jnan hriday prakashita. He opened my eyes. Chakshu dan dilo. He gave me real eyes. He gave me chakshu dan. Chakshu dan dilo. He And because of that, Janme, 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 Prabhu say. Birth after birth, 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 you are my master. Janme, Janme, Prabhu say. Divya-drsti Hriday Prakashita. What an upakaram you have done to me. That I was suffering in the cycle of birth and death, being battered by my senses. You gave me hope, spiritual hope. Right? All my sins destroyed. Just by your sight, just by your blessings, just by you placing your beautiful lotus hand on my head, all my sins have destroyed. My heart has become very peaceful. My difficulties have vanished. I'm able to control my senses so easily right now because you have given me your grace. So, Divya-drsti Hriday Prakashita. Because how is it easy? How spiritual life becoming easy? Divya-drsti Hriday Prakashita. In my Hridayam it was Prakashati. And Prema Bhakti Yaha Haite. I got Prema Bhakti, Avidya Vinashaya Haite. Avidya has gone and I'm dancing in ecstasy. Right? Aha Prabhu. Aha means ecstasy. Aha Prabhu Koro Daya. It is ecstasy. Ecstasy with crying. Right? So, very nice prayer. So we sing this every day in the morning program. So you can also, if you want, sing this. Takes 2 minutes actually. 2-3 minutes if you sing. Okay, so I'll stop here. So we have to have hope, faith in the forefront, fear in the back to navigate through Kali Yuga. Strong faith is required, strong hope, strong confidence. Yes, I will become happy. I'm going to go back to God at this very lifetime. My spiritual master is a pure devotee. He knows everything. I'm a fool. This life I'm going back to God. He knows Krishna. He's seen Krishna face to face. He's seeing Krishna face to face. I want to be his servant. I want to be associated with him. He has to say, my Shiksha Guru in Tamil says, I have to, even Namma Paya means this, he is my lad. In this way, the spiritual master must tell about me. Right, to Krishna. He is my lad. So if spiritual master feels like that, that is my success. So we must always earn for that sambandha with a pure devotee. Okay. So this is our faith. It must be there. Only then we can combat Kali Yuga, or else not. Impossible. Our faith must be very strong. That whatever you say, if I obey you, that's good. If I don't obey you, my life is a waste. I can give up anything to obey you. My purse is yours. My wallet is yours. My credit card is yours. My car is yours. Everything I've offered it to you. And everything I've offered it to your service. So whenever you touch your purse, you'll remember spiritual master. Right? Like you have to touch the purse so many times. But when you offer it to your spiritual master, when you touch the purse, you will remember your spiritual master. Right? Am I buying for Krishna or for my sense gratification? Very blissful. This is called yoga. Yoga means continuous, right? Not temporary. So when you're touching your purse, when you're touching, your car, when you're touching your children or whatever, always remembering one spiritual master. So this is how we must be. Have great hope. Okay. Without hope, without spiritual hope, one cannot overcome this. Right. And have fear of Maya. Both must be there. Forefront and the back. Any questions or comments are welcome.
When you say spiritual master is always Krishna or both?
Depends on where you are. If you are very new to Krishna consciousness, few days old, you can consider Krishna as your Adi Guru. You've been coming for some time, right? You can start considering Prabhupada as your Shiksha Guru. There are different types of Guru. Mantra Guru, Shiksha Guru, Vartama Pradaksha Guru. There are different types of Guru. Vartama Pradaksha Guru means one who is showing the path. Vartama means path. Pradaksha means one who has showed your path. So Vartama Pradaksha Guru. There's also Guru like that. And there is Diksha Guru, one who gives you mantra. One who gives you mantra, like Hare Krishna mantra. So Diksha Guru. There is Shiksha Guru. So there are different types of Gurus. So at our stage, at your stage, all of you, wherever you are, you should all consider Srila Prabhupada as your Shiksha Guru. And hear from Srila Prabhupada and obey what he has to say. So he's everyone's Shiksha Guru. So all of you should consider Srila Prabhupada as a Shiksha Guru and hear from him, accept him. And if you have any questions, then ask me. Okay. So at your stage, Guru means Srila Prabhupada. Okay. But later, as you evolve more, like, you can choose a spiritual master who's following Srila Prabhupada, whom you feel is following Srila Prabhupada very strictly. So Krishna life devotees came, so they're all disciples of His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj. There is His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj who's coming Tuesday, Wednesday. So there are different devotees who are following Srila Prabhupada. So you can choose a devotee who's strictly following Srila Prabhupada. You feel he's strictly following Srila Prabhupada, and then so we can gradually try to follow him. Right? Any other questions? Okay, none has any questions. Thank you, devotees. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Vancha Kalpatarubhishta Kripa Sindhu Bheva Sarpatitanam Pavanenyo Vaishnava. Shri Hare